Hello and welcome to Team UnJustified, where we always cover just the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, the popular, the unpopular, and unbiased opinion. We stand right in the middle and we look at all sides and all angles. Hope this finds everybody doing well and great this day or night or wherever you may be. This video we're going to be talking about something a bit different. Something I haven't saw talked about very much, if any, and that would be music. And we all know that Chris Watts' favorite group was Metallica. Of course it was. He loved Metallica so much, he even had them branded on his back, their logo. When I first saw the tattoo, the logo on his back, I personally thought, well, that's pretty cool. Like that. And I'll tell you why I thought that. Because like most of you, I'm sure, we're from the 80s, right? 80s and 90s. That's when we were teenagers. That's when we were, just stepping out in the world and doing our thing. So most all of us know Metallica, And Metallica is one of those groups, you love them or you hate them. And that's very true. I mean, there's not much of it in between with Metallica if you think about it. Personally, back in my teenage years, I loved Metallica. Like, I was a huge Metallica fan. You could look at me today and you would never in a million years ever believe I was a metalhead back in the 80s and 90s. Loved them. I used to wear their shirt. I still remember my Injustice for All shirt. That was my favorite shirt ever. I had the Master of the Puppet shirt. I mean, I just loved Metallica. There again, my husband can't stand them. He says he cannot understand anything they're saying. It sounds like they're screaming, and he just doesn't like it. He's more into the classic rock, the Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama, AC/DC. So Metallica is one of those love or hate groups. It's when I first saw Chris's tattoo on his back. I liked it because I knew immediately what it was. Immediately, James Hetfield designed that logo. And in case some of you may not know and some of you may know, that logo is actually a ninja star, and if you look at it close enough, it's actually just 4 M's. The M's exactly the way they write Metallica. But anyway, that logo, that Metallica logo there, represents family. That's what he said. He done an interview years ago and he said, yeah, well, the logo actually stands for family. That's kind of telling when you put that with the song. The song that Nichol texts Chris at 10:10 a.m. on the morning of the murder. Just a few hours after he had finished disposing of his family in the battery and in the field. She texted him and asked him the lyrics. He says that she was into a lot of weird music and music he never knew he would listen to. Curious to know what that music was. He never actually said. But he said that she also loved Metallica and she knew he did too. So ironically, that morning, just 3 hours after the murders, she texted, "What are the lyrics to Battery?"
That was Nichol Kessinger. She liked the song, or she just wanted to know what it meant.
Oh.
So that's
why you looked it up?
Mm-hmm. I just kind of looked at I didn't have the CD with me, so I didn't, I just kind of looked at the words.
Okay, now, that gets me going somewhere. Like I said, Chris has been a long time fan of Metallica, way before he ever knew Shanann. So he would know the lyrics to Battery. He would never need to look them up, because if you love a group, you know the lyrics to their songs, especially if you're that bigger fan. Okay, that's like asking an Elvis fan, what is the lyrics to Burning Love? They know them. They know them by heart. So Chris would have known the lyrics to Battery. by heart because it's not that many lyrics in it, right? I mean, think about it. It's Metallica. It's mostly just a bunch of music for the most part, and then there's a few chorus lines, but you know the lyrics. My point being, is that really what she asked him? Did he actually just look them up because he couldn't type them out to her and screenshot it and send it to her? The lyrics to Battery? And why would she want to know at that time in the morning while she's at work? It's not even lunch break yet. So she's just sitting at work, and all of a sudden, Battery. I want him to send me the lyrics to Battery and tell me what it means. No. Why would she? That doesn't even make sense.
Why did Nikki want to know what it meant? Like, how did that come
I
out?
don't know. It was kind of strange. I mean, she's very into different types of music, and I mean, music I never really thought I'd ever listen to. And like, she got me into a few things there as far as music wise, but like, Battery was something that she asked me because I knew Metallica pretty well. She just wanted to know, like, hey, what's this lyrics mean?
It's just odd to me. And it really stands out to me because the lyrics in Battery are disturbing, to say the least, when you put it with what had just happened. You put those lyrics with that, and I don't care what the lyrics actually means or what they stand for, and I know what they mean and stand for. The actual lyrics to the song actually means a metal concert. At the same time, when you put what actually just occurred with these lyrics, they coincide almost to a creepy level. They really do. You know, it's kind of chilling when you think about it. It truly is. And any of you others out there that know Metallica, you know how dark their music is. And yes, I did love it, but I don't think it was the actual lyrics to the words that a lot of us is really engaging in with Metallica. I think a lot of what we're engaging with is the music, the real fast, the guitar that makes you want to move music, right? I think that's what most of us, even though we know the lyrics and we'll belt them out with them, I don't think we're actually thinking about the lyrics and what the lyrics actually mean. And I'm going to tell you, lyrics to songs can mean one thing to you, but that same song and those same lyrics can mean something completely different to someone else. You see what I mean? They really, truly can, you know. And that gets me to another point. Some people, really all people, they have certain songs that they'll put on and they'll to just hype them up, you know, rev them up for something that's about everybody's got that song is what I'm saying. We all do. It's just that feel good song to kind of rev you up to what you're doing or to what you're gonna do, or just something to pep you up, get you in the spirit, get you in the mode. Well, Battery, it's very, very chillingly not a song that would have been appropriate for anybody to even been contemplating that morning, especially anybody that supposedly had no idea of anything that had just taken place. All the songs in the world, and even with Metallica, so many songs out there. Metallica has tons of music, tons of albums. Why that one? Just out of the blue. Any of you remember or know Diane Downs? Well, Diane Downs, in case you're not aware, and I'm pretty sure most all of you know who she is. She thought she was Princess Diana. I mean, she even had the haircut, and she was this really arrogant witch. And she had 3 kids. She met this guy, and this guy didn't want kids. And from the way I understand it, she was a pretty good mother before she met this guy. But anyway, the guy didn't want kids, right? So what does she do? She puts all of her kids in her car late at night, goes out on an old deserted road while she's blaring the song Hungry Like the Wolf as loud as she can. She stops on the side of the road and she shoots each of her kids. Boom, boom. You know, while each one watched the other one. One of the kids survived, I know. Terrible, horrible story. If you don't know about Diane Downs, look her up. It's terrible. But that case haunted me. And I've watched the movie, and to me, Diane Downs is a female version of Chris White. Okay, I personally loved the song Hungry Like the was like my favorite song. I can never hear that song now ever again without thinking about her. That song is what she used to rev her up to kill her kid. Look at Charles Manson. He was all about the music too. Music absolutely does play a big part of our lives. It really does. Doesn't matter whatever your choice of music is, whether it be gospel, country, rock, metal, pop, doesn't matter. There's one song out there that you can damn sure relate with. Chris loved Metallica, and Nichol knew that. And I feel like Nichol saw all of Shanann's videos, every one of them. I mean, searching him, she was searching him before the murder, searching him a year before, searching him out almost daily, you know, right before, up until, and even after. She saw Shanann's videos. We all know that. I mean, come on, let's be real. And she knew Chris liked Metallica, so I feel like she schooled herself listening to Metallica, because let's face it, she's 30 years old at that time. Metallica, my generation music, you know. Nicole's even younger than my kids. You know, Chris and Shanann are the exact age of my kids. And my kids know Metallica because they heard me listening to it. So they know it, but I guarantee you that my daughter couldn't tell you a word to any of them except maybe Enter the Sandman, because it come out a little later, which, by the way, is a very, very coincident song that goes to that night. Point I'm getting at is many of Metallica's songs fit this case almost chillingly. Not just bad, many of them. Pictures I'm flashing up here for you are song lyrics from various Metallica songs. Master of the Puppets, in my opinion, also fits this whole thing too. Master of the Puppets is actually Metallica's #1 selling song ever. As you see here, Chris is truly enjoying his birthday present from Shanann at the Metallica concert, jamming out to Master of the Puppets. Got him tickets to go see Metallica and all their Metallica gear. Shanann just doesn't fit the bill of a Metallica metalhead. She just doesn't. Chris, on the other hand, yeah, I think he does. To me, Shanann looks like she fits the bill more of pop or hip hop, maybe even a little country here and there, but she just doesn't fit the metalhead to me. So I think, personally now, I could be completely wrong, but I think that she probably just done all that for Chris. And she may like some of Metallica's songs, like Nothing Else Matters, because it's probably one of their slowest songs ever. And it's very, mellow, if you can say mellow and Metallica in the same sentence. That is also another one of those songs that the lyrics can mean one thing to you, but something totally different to the person sitting beside you. You know what I mean? It can mean something beautiful to you, but the person sitting beside you, it could be a whole different story to them. And that's pretty much with any song, but especially Metallica music. Seriously, looking at these lyrics, and you're seeing them here. And me being the big Metallica fan I used to be, I haven't listened to Metallica in years and years and years. I think you just kind of grow out of stuff, I mean, I still like them, but I'm not like wearing shirts. It's like riding a bike, once you know that song, you may not be able to just start belting it out if you haven't heard it in many, many years. But as soon as you hear that first lyric, second lyric, you can pick right up and you know every bit of the rest of it because it comes natural, because you remember it so well after. You might need a little jump start, but then once you get that, you know it's there. Chris wouldn't have needed to Google those lyrics. He would have known them. So I'm thinking that possibly he couldn't sit there and type them all out. He was busy or something. So he just screenshot it, sent it to her. Who knows? Because she did delete every damn thing. And he did too because she asked him to. And I think this whole Metallica thing was bigger than what Chris said when he said, oh, it was nothing. It was nothing. I think to me it was very inappropriate. And there was absolutely no reason for her to ask him to Google that specific song. And that may be going out on a limb here, and I'm probably going to have people think, oh my God, it's not a big deal. She was just happening to think about the song. Really think about that. Why would she just happen to think about that one particular Metallica's hours after he had just disposed of his family? It would be really nice to have one, but until then, we can put in our head, and I know I will not believe that was a coincidental thing that happened. I don't believe she was just sitting there and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I wonder about that song Battery. I wonder what the lyrics actually are and what that song means. Well, let me text. Well, that's an odd time to ask that. I mean, if that was true, wouldn't she just be like, well, I know he's at work right now, and I don't want to bother him while he's on the field. Since I did say that in one of my interviews, I don't like to bother them when they're out working. So, well, next time I see him, I'm just going to ask him what that song means. No, I'm going to text him right now in the middle of the day before lunch or before anything. Really by that, do you really think that was just a coincidental thing? You're seeing still some of the lyric to these songs by Metallica, and I'm not putting Metallica down. That's who they are. I mean, these songs were written years ago. Years and years ago. These songs were written when Nichol was still wearing diapers. So, at the same time, all of these Metallica songs, oddly enough, fit a lot of what happened that night. And so it just makes me wonder, had him and her been listening to a lot of Metallica while they were together for the last couple of months? Booming it in the background, or anytime he's working out. And I'm sure he listened to it working out because it's good workout music. It really is. But if they were really listening to a lot of Metallica, I mean, literally, y'all, this whole crime and what we know of it could have totally been planned by Metallica songs from start to finish almost, with these lyrics from different Metallica songs. And the last one being Battery. Think about that. All these Metallica songs put in these orders, and then Battery being the last one. And what does it mean? What is the lyrics and what does it mean? Yeah, it kind of stands out to me, and that's saddening to me because I was such a Metallica fan. And it's not Metallica's fault this happened, of course, obviously. And Metallica's a good group. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're very talented, very talented. At the same time, it's very saddening to me that every time now that I hear a song, I'm going to put it with this because almost all the songs that go in these same albums as these can relate to what led up to what happened. Synchronize it yourself because most of you all know the case and know how it went down and know everything about it. So I want you to synchronize these lyrics to the case. Because it's very creepy and it's very chilling. It truly is. And that's what brings me to I wished I knew what weird songs Chris was talking about that Nichol likes so much. That he said that she actually got him to start listening to things he never thought he would listen to. I wonder what they were. I wonder what kind of music that was. Just looking at Nichol, what do you think? What kind of music you think she was into? Rap? I'll tell you one thing. People that like Metallica is not big rap fans. I mean, just saying, they are not. I'm not a rap person. Throwing off on it now. If anybody of you like rap, that's cool. So most people that like death metal, heavy metal, they definitely are not in the rap scene. And same for the other. Most people in the rap scene does not like heavy metal. It's either or, pretty much. There's a select few, I'm sure, that can listen to either side and don't care, but it's either or, you know. So just looking at Nichol, she just looks like a person that I would think likes rap. Like, I don't know why. Just to me, that's just what she looks like, and I could be dead wrong there. She could love gospel music. No, she's probably not gonna love that, but I don't know. She may be a big metalhead. At the same time, Chris made the comment. She listens to music I never thought I would listen to. That's why I think rap, because most people that like heavy metal, stay away from rap, vice versa. It's just the way it is. I'd love to know what that music was because, like I say, music is important to people. It really is. It's a part of our life. I mean, how many times, oh, I love that song. Or if you're in your car and it comes on, you got to turn up the radio. Sometimes feel the word. I mean, there's songs we can listen to that make us cry because it'll bring a memory, right? There's songs we can listen to that makes us laugh because it'll bring a memory, and there's songs we can listen to that just piss us off because it brings a memory. And it's a fact. Music is a part of our life, and music is very relatable, and I don't think it was a coincidence that morning to ask about that song. Even though Chris made it out to be like it wasn't anything, I believe it was a lot. What do you guys think? I really want you to follow where I'm going with this. Metallica was a huge part of his life. If you go so far as to brand a logo on your body, a permanent logo, then you're a dedicated person, right? I mean, what's tattoos? What are they? They all have meaning. You don't just sit down in a chair, or 99% of the people don't just sit down in that tattoo chair and say, hey, surprise me, and just put whatever you want to on me. No. Even people that are sleeved out with tattoos from top to bottom, every tattoo has meaning. They do. I've got tattoos. They have meaning. Chris's meaning was he was completely infatuated with Metallica, obviously. He branded himself with Metallica. So he obviously knows Metallica very well. Knows every song by Metallica. And if him and her were listening to Metallica hardcore for 2 months, it's just crazy how, and some of you may not know a lot of Metallica music. That's kind of why I'm doing this. And then some of you that even do know it may have forgotten, well, yeah, that song. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm kind of wanting to show you how these Metallica songs, different ones, and the lyrics of them fit so well into what happened. It's almost like Metallica wrote the future decades ago, and Chris branded himself, and it's just crazy. I don't know. And it's really not thinking too deep into it. It's really not, because it's right there. I mean, everybody thought it was odd that she wanted lyrics to Battery, and then they're hearing these little parts in Battery, the song, and they're like, yeah, but it says, cannot kill the family. Well, what is his family at this point? He already said when he was with Nichol, he didn't even feel like he was a dad. It was like his only thing was to be with her. Lyrics mean something different to everyone. And they even mean something different to the person that wrote the lyric. So you can take one song and hand those lyrics out to 10 different people. And then you can go up to each person one-on-one and ask him, what does those lyrics mean to them? Personally, what does those lyrics mean to you? Or what do you think they mean? And I'll guarantee you, each one of those 10 people will not have the same message of what the exact lyrics mean to each one. They all serve a different purpose to each person because they all hit each person differently. They all feel the lyrics differently, but yet they can relate to the same lyric as a whole. And it's hard to explain, but it's the truth. And I know you know where I'm going with this, because I know you have felt it too. You have. There's some song out there that you feel, And it may not just be one song, it may be an artist and several of their songs, or maybe even all of their songs. I relate a lot with Fleetwood Mac music. So, you know what I'm saying. So, because it says cannot kill the family, who knows what that means to one person. And then to the next person, it may just mean just exactly what it says, the family. Because the actual song, the word family, means it's the death metal fans. That's what it actually means, but that's not what everybody takes it as. See, some of you probably didn't even know that. Cannot, quote unquote, family meant all of the dang metalheads. The people that's in the mosh pit, banging their heads. That's the family the song's actually about. And it's about you cannot kill metal. At the time they wrote that song, the metal music was kind of going out, and they were more so going towards the boy bands like Poison and Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, that kind of thing. So see, take a back seat to the hair bands at the point this song was made. So family meant the metalhead family. Didn't actually mean mom, dad, sister, and brother. It meant everybody in the mosh pit, everybody in the concerts. They were all one big metalhead family, okay? You didn't think that way, did you? You were thinking mom, dad, brother, sister. Because when we think family, that's what we think. Because that's what it is, technically. It's like Unjustified here. We're all a family. Family can mean something different to each person, just like lyrics. So Chris said he didn't even feel like he had a family, or he wasn't even a dad, so who knows? And I want you to think about everything we just talked about. Think about the lyrics. Think about how I'm showing you how they actually has a twisted saying to what happened that day. Tell me that you're not seeing the same thing I am. Many of these lyrics coincide with the case. So, there again, I believe that deleted text was very important to this case as well. And I also believe that that's another part that should have been asked about even hard. As well as, you can almost say that's circumstantial. I might be going out on a limb saying that. I probably am. But still, if you think about it, she didn't do that out of the blue for no reason. Not at that time. It's just Monday morning, everything's hectic. Everything. No matter where you work. When you get there Monday morning, people calling, this happening, that happening. You got to kind of catch up on the weekends. So Monday mornings are hectic. Everywhere. Every job. So she's there Monday morning. Don't even know what time she clocked in because she didn't. She never clocked. Don't even know if she is at work at 10:10. Coincidence? Like Chris said? Do you think that? What do you think? I'll tell you what I personally think. I don't think it was a coincidence. I don't know what it was, but I tell you, if it was a coincidence, man, let's just add this as number 1,140 million coincidence this case has had, because that's another damn good one. Alright guys, let me know what you think. I really appreciate it because that's really been in the back of my mind, and I've never really talked about it because I'm like, hey, it's a song, but I think it's important, or I wouldn't be making a video on it. You know me. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think about that, okay? And point something else out at me. If you think I were to know it, point it out to me. If you've ever heard what Nicole's favorite music was that Chris was talking about, that she got him listening to, let me know that too, because I'm very curious about that, because I think music is very influential. I truly do. I don't care how you look at it, it is. And if they were listening to Metallica for 2 months, is all these lyrics a coincidence? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Y'all have a good day, good night, good evening, wherever you're at. Have a good one, everyone.